What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back again with another 90-day fiance video, and this one is all about Miona because she decided to come out on her Instagram account to defend herself based on some of the comments that she's been receiving ever since the last episode of season 9, episode 6. Now, with that being said, let's start off by giving a big massive shout out to every single person that is a member of the channel. And now we may proceed. Now, you see, lucky for myself in particular, I was able to, well, not myself in particular, but someone was able to grab the screenshots for me and send them my direction. So thank you for that. With that being said, though, as you can see here, Miona starts off by saying, "The scene that was on the TV show a few days ago disappointingly brought to my attention some much bigger problems and some people in my comments who think that they can tell someone else how to dress or what to do with their bodies because they are in their house or visiting. It made me feel so sad for my girls and women who are going through this. I'm feeling bad for daughters, daughters-in-laws, and granddaughters." And I tell you this now, man, girl is going in. The way she was just, you know, she could have just said women, but no, she's like daughters, daughters-in-law, and granddaughters. She's really going deep into it, and she's really trying to make her point as strong as possible. But anyway, let's proceed. Because in the 21st century patriarchal society, it's still so strong in one of the most developed countries in the world that people think they can control our body and threaten us if we don't obey. Seeing young girls and women liking this misogynistic comments broke my heart. More on the next story, and trust me when I tell you, we're gonna get to that next story. But here's the thing though, for me, myself in particular, it's a very sticky one. And I think it's a very sticky one mainly because I'm a man, and obviously I have my own opinion in a slightly different way. And my opinion is based on the fact that I have understood for the longest of times the struggles that women have gone through to get to where they are now, you know, and just the challenges that they get are based on being judged, based on how on what they wear, and all those kind of shebang kind of things. But at the same time, though, when you are in someone else's home, should you respect their rules? Well, absolutely. But here's the thing, though, this statement isn't just about what happened on the episode. This is more about people coming who are not a part of the show, people who are obviously viewers, who are now voicing their opinion. Should people be voicing their opinion so strongly based on how she wants to dress herself? In my opinion, no, because especially if it is women, because for me, it then becomes quite contradictory to what women have been fighting for. Now, here's the thing though, women have all been fighting for multiple things over the years, and some women fight for certain things and some women fight for other things. But the matter of fact is, if you don't fight for one thing, it doesn't mean that you then got to put someone down because you don't fight for that and you're fighting for something different. And to be honest with you, should there be scenarios where, well, it's okay to fight for something in this scenario, but it's not okay to fight for this thing in that scenario? I mean, to be honest with you, that is something that we can definitely kind of really consider as a compromisation, which does make sense, because the reality is though, if you are in someone's home, to be fair with you, and you are making someone feel uncomfortable with the way that you are dressing yourself, then to be fair, it is only right that you do respect that person's wishes and you alter your dress code, at least whilst you're in their present. But obviously when you leave the house, you can go out and dress however the hell you want. So for me personally, when it comes to the scene itself in particular, which it's kind of crazy because I was meant to make a whole freaking video about it, but then Miona just went savage with this, so now I'm here with this. But I may still make a video about it anyway. But nonetheless though, in the episode itself in particular, I think the biggest problem was more about how Jabri's mum went about it. Her approach towards Miona, to be honest, was rather fake, because at the end of the day, she spoke about how she felt like Miona was fake, when in reality, she was being fake because she had told us and her son prior about how she felt about how Miona dressed. And don't get me wrong, we can say that maybe she even had a conversation with Miona to a certain degree, but she realistically did not, because if she did, then she would have never really brought up the conversation the way she did in the laundry room. So to be honest, when we're looking at it, to be fair, I think the biggest problem that we have isn't necessarily the way Miona just chooses to dress. It was more about how Jabri's mum decided to address the situation. And I think as a woman, really and truly, she should know better of how to address. In fact, as someone who's even a psychiatrist, she should know better of how to address the situation to someone of Miona's age, because at the end of the day, she's a young girl, 23 years of age, and right now she's in that stage in her mind where she's like, listen, I'm 23, I look good, and I just want to feel great in my body, and I want to show it off, so this is how I'm going to dress. And the matter of fact is, sometimes we got to put ourselves in that person's shoes. But again, though, despite the fact that we put ourselves in that person's shoes, we can never forget that the most important thing, or one of the most important things, is that if you're in someone's home and they've asked you to kind of dumb down what you're wearing when you're in the house, then to be honest with you, you should respect that. But that's only if that person tells you that in a respectful way. If they haven't told you in a respectful way, then of course you're probably going to react to however you're going to react to someone who's not speaking to you with a certain level of respect that you believe you deserve. But hey, it is what it is. But let's get into the next one itself in particular. Now, as you can see here, she continues by saying, men and boys are still not educated how to respect us, not judge us, and a lot of them treat women and girls like objects. Unlike myself in particular, because I know my shiz and I know exactly how to treat a woman, you know what I'm saying? Which is why I'm single, because to be honest with you, when you treat a woman like a woman, she then starts to act a bit crazy. At least in my life anyway, all I know is this: each time I meet a lovely woman and I treat her like a lovely woman, they think that me being nice and me treating like a woman is like they treat it as if it's a sign of weakness or something like that. It's like, no, I'm not weak because I treat you nice. I treat you nice because I respect you, and I want you to respect me back. And I want you to treat me the same back. But instead, when I treat women with respect, the respect that they ask for, you know, all those things that women generally always ask for in a man, I have those qualities. And I don't have them as in just they're there. I have them because I use them. But then they think, oh, he's a nice guy. Let's see if we can maybe see if we can get away with this, and that. Why? Because they've been in a relationship with someone else in the past where they couldn't get away with X, Y, Z, and then they try to push your buttons a bit too much. Yes, I'm projecting. I am projecting. I ain't lying to you. It's kind of triggered another part of me. But don't get it twisted, though. I'm not saying that this is all women. Of course, this is, like I said before, this is just the women that come across in my life. Sadly so, which is why nowadays I just say, you know what, clearly I tried the wrong kind, so I might as well just stay humble to myself and be in, you know, and just stay in my own lane. Yeah. Anyway, we're going off topic. Let's get back into it. But anyway, let's continue. For them, it's completely acceptable to walk without t-shirt in their tights, in their tiny shorts, while we still abuse and objectify women who show their cleavage. Even worse, now I see that they are judged and abused in their homes too. Please, let's work on empowering our women and girls to know that they are so much more than their looks and clothes. Women can wear whatever they feel comfortable in, no matter if it's a hijab, I'm not sure what that says, or bikini or crop tops. And to be honest with you, look at it this way. A man could walk out right now, and let's say it's a hot summer's day. I could walk out right now without my top on and with just a pair of shorts on or a pair of freaking trousers, or I can go swimming without a top on and wear a fucking pair of Speedos, which I would never would, because boy, if man wore Speedos, he'd be looking quite hung down there, you know what I'm saying? Okay, maybe that's just me. So at the end of the day, to be fair with you, I do understand what she's saying. I do understand where she's coming from. And to be honest with you, are women objects? No. Women are human beings. Are men objects? No. We are human beings. And at the end of the day, if men are able to walk out freely, you know, with the tops off and a pair of tight shorts or skinny shorts or whatever, and, you know, be looked at as if they're meat, to be fair with you, which is what we are sometimes, end of the day, and not be judged necessarily, then women should be able to walk outside, you know, obviously in a bikini or crop top or whatnot, you know what I'm saying, okay, without the fear of being judged or being looked at as if they're some sort of sex symbol, or as if they're, you know, someone that could potentially look like as if they're on it. When I say on it, that's slang for, because she looks like, basically on it means that she looks easy, basically. But at the end of the day, just because a woman wants to dress and show off her physique because maybe she looks after herself, it doesn't mean that she's easy. You know what I mean? It just means that she's in a place in her life where she's feeling highly confident enough to leave the house with a bikini on, having her tummy out because she feels great and she just wants to show it off. And to be honest with you, this is another thing that we can never forget too, and this is more on the health side of thing. You know, it is very, very important that we actually get as much good vitamin D towards our skin anyway, to be honest with you. So actually going out, you know, and getting some good sunlight on our bodies is actually still what health benefits. So to be fair with you, if it was me, if I was going to be a smart, I'd have been like, well, to be fair, I actually go out half naked because, well, I want the sun to hit me, because the sun can actually be quite good for me as long as I use it in the right way, not in the wrong way where I can potentially get cancer, of course. So if you dig what I'm saying. So there is also that flip side too. Obviously, that's not the point that was being made here, but at the end of the day, I'm doing my best to be as open-minded as possible. Not even open-minded, to be fair. I'm doing my best to keep this as fair as possible, because at the end of the day, I don't think it is fair for anyone to come out and to slander Miona just because she is someone that likes to dress a certain way. Because the matter of fact is, you go on your social media platform, you go on your social media pages right now, Instagram, whatever it is you use, you're going to see so many of these ladies out here and men at this moment in time who are dominating by basically always being half naked. Do you know what I mean? And you got men out there who hiding on freaking steroids, and you know, they're now famous on Instagram and showing off their pecs and all that kind of stuff. Then you get women who are on great shape who also show off, obviously, you know, like that. They'll do those cheeky little flipping booty shorts, you know what I mean, cleavage shorts and whatnot. And to be honest with you, it seems to me as if the playing ground is quite even right now, and I think that's actually a really good thing, to be honest with you. So it is kind of sad that, you know, we are in a situation where Miona is getting treated this way and she is being given this judgment, because at the end of the day, we don't need to like her personality and who she's as a person, but it doesn't mean that we should therefore be misunderstanding to the way she wants to portray herself. But again, remember, she's only 23. So right now, this could just be a phase. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that this should be a phase, but it could be a phase. 2-3 years from now, she might turn around and say, you know what, I actually regret wearing all those things. I actually regret showing myself off in that way. But at the end of the day, I was young, I was ambitious, and at the end of the day, I was feeling myself. And call me a sinner, but feeling myself shouldn't be a sin, right? But nonetheless, though, let's continue with the next cheeky little screenshot. So she continues by also saying, one more thing. You don't owe respect to people who are disrespectful to you. That is true. I don't care if they are older, your family, or even your parents. They have to treat us younger people and daughters with respect and dignity so that we can get the same energy, so they can get the same energy from us. And you know what? Honestly, I do agree with that, to be honest with you, purely because, you see, for me, myself in particular, I believe in same energy. You know, end of the day, I give everyone the same energy no matter what. I mean, I think the other day, I literally, on the live stream we did on the most recent live stream we did on 90 Day Fiance's season 9 episode 6, I was talking about my relationship with my mother and the comparisons that I had with and the comparisons that I saw with Jabri and his mother. And then someone in the comment section came out and started saying about, oh, it's clear that you got mummy problems. Bruh, I don't have money problems. And apparently I started shaking and fidgeting with my finger. That's because my finger, if anyone who was watching the live stream saw that at the time, I banged it on the table and it killed me. So that's why I was like, you know what I mean? Like a little baby, you dig what I'm saying? So, but going back to my point, this is the thing, and it's a good thing that you said this, because at the end of the day, the reason why, for me, myself in particular, I don't have certain people in my life, whether that is my mother or anyone else who's a family member who I've now cut off, is because, you see, for me now, I am someone that believes that you should give everyone the same energy no matter who the hell they are. If my friend does me wrong, we're not friends anymore. If my girlfriend, if I had one, does me wrong, you're not my girlfriend anymore. If my mother does me wrong, you're not in my life. Well, you're still my mother, but you're just not in my life anymore, because you're not doing anything that is beneficial to me. You're doing nothing that's bringing me up. All you're doing is doing things that's bringing me down and making me feel some type of way. Do you see what I'm saying? For me personally, like, to be fair, that was more a reply to that person by saying, hey, guess what? I don't have money problems. I'm just someone that loves to give everyone the same type of energy, because it's the best thing to do. It's the best thing for myself and my mental health. And to be honest with you, if a lot of people in this world gave everyone the same energy, I think a lot of us will be a whole lot more happier. And I can say that for myself, because since doing that, I've been listen, right now in my life, to be honest with you, I can't complain. I'm literally at my happiest point, because I started making choices that a lot of people won't make, because for whatever reason. But hey, same energy, I'm all about that life. But nonetheless, though, Miona then decided to share with us some screenshots of obviously this conversation that she obviously had with, a message that she received from someone. And as you can see here, she obviously comes in the white by saying, messages from women like this are really disturbing. They can control what I wear and do with my body because I'm visiting them. Hell no. And obviously, as you can see right here, ladies and gentlemen, this person himself in particular starts off by saying, girl, it's their house, their rules. It would be the same for your rules in your home. She said you can do what you want when you go out, but in their home, she has the right to require what she wants. And to be honest with you, listen, like I said before, if you're in someone's home and they're asking you respectfully to kind of simmer down your dress code because it makes them feel a certain type of way, then yes, you should respect it. Do you know what I mean? Especially if you're living in a person's house. And the fact that obviously it was said that she can dress however she wants when she's out of the house, that is a line of respect. But again, though, because the conversation started off on a sour note, there was no way Miona was ever really gonna turn around and be like, no. But so to be honest with you, the problem with the conversation they had was that Jabri's mum started off on the wrong note. That is then triggered Miona to respond the way she's responded. So really and truly, a wrong has then caused a a negative approach has then also caused a negative response. So therefore, in the scenario, they're both basically in the wrong for not coming to a compromise where the compromise was made in terms of you can please dumb it down in my house, and dress how you want outside the house. But the compromise that was neglected is the compromise of how that was neglected is the compromise of how we should communicate with one another next time. And that is the biggest thing. And you'd think for Jabri's mom being this in her line of work, you'd think she would know how to communicate or how to bring down a conversation and then communicate better, which therefore brings me to my next point. And for me personally, the reason why Jabri's mom, in my opinion, didn't want to do any kind of control in terms of how to, simmer the situation down or how to kind of address how the communication had kind of gone wrong is because, well, she just doesn't want Miona there. And it's very evident because later on in the episode, she then starts speaking to Jabri and then kind of just legit flip the script on him to get him to kind of start blaming Miona for what's happening rather than what he was originally there for. And that was to put an end to this madness between Miona and his mother. Because, you see, his mother's a conniving, manipulative, cheeky little, you know what I mean? If you dig what I'm saying. Now, anyway, nonetheless, though, obviously, as you can see here, ladies and gentlemen, it is said here that, I'm sorry, but that's abuse. Would you kick out your guests because they wear clothes you don't like? I never looked at another person and thought, why are they wearing that? I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. I want them out of my house. I don't believe women like yourself think that they can control someone else's body. Good luck having kids tomorrow with that. Damn, man, that's strong. That's some weird mentality when they come with the tattoo and want to wear a bikini you don't like. You realize really quickly that you can't control other people. I will wear whatever I want to wear wherever I want. I'll wear whatever if that makes sense, if that makes anyone else uncomfortable, that's their problem. I'm feeling amazing. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, she definitely came in rather strong, a bit too strong with the response, but this is what's happening now. She's a young girl and she doesn't know how to control emotions. So some of her responses have good information in them, but then also have an attitude in them, and obviously the attitude is where we start to be like, okay, we don't like this girl because her attitude stinks, and it does. But at the same time, though, it doesn't mean that we should then judge her solely on her attitude. We can still judge her based on some of the things that she's saying that do have sense behind them, if you dig what I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to be out here making a video as if I'm going in her as if she's some freaking villain, when in reality, everything happening with Miona is literally a matter of how communication is just garbage when it comes to herself and obviously the viewers who are given a message, and also just terrible communication with Jabri's mother. And to be honest with you, even to a certain degree, her communication with Jabri as well isn't exactly that great anyway, which obviously does say that there's a common denominator where Miona is a problem per se. But at the end of the day, though, Sometimes people can be like that, but either way though, there's still some intelligence behind something that they can say, and that's definitely what I'm trying to nitpick at here, rather than sit here and be like, oh, this girl's rude, her attitudes stink, you know, what the hell, who the hell does she think who she is by saying this and that, da 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 da. But end of the day, all I can say is that based on that response that she gave, to be honest with you, there were certain gems in it, but to be honest, the response, it was pretty much unneeded, to be fair with you. So Miona really needs to kind of work on how she wants to respond to people, and she really needs to, given the fact that she wants to be in this spotlight world anyway, she needs to learn obviously how to control herself and learn how to respond in ways where she doesn't look like such a freaking dick, pretty much, if you dig what I'm saying. But hey, hopefully that will come in time. But then again though, she is married to Jabri, so that probably will never come. Nonetheless though, there's another screenshot. We're here for a long time. I mean, goddamn, bro, it's scary and disturbing. These women, how these women think. She just said that women who dress like this are trashy, low class, one night stand women. And obviously, as you can see, this person did say, but don't get upset if someone mistakes you for a trashy, low-class girl without morals either then. I mean, even in Croatia, in Serbia, women that dress provocative are assumed to be low-class or asking for the wrong type of attention from guys. They will look at you and assume you're the type of girl that is for a one-night stand. You cannot change society, because no matter what time or place where we live, it is what it is. See, this goes back to what I was saying before about how when a man dresses in a certain way, it's okay, but when a woman dresses in a certain way, they're then obviously made into objects. They're therefore they then looked at as if they're easy, or as if they're a one-night stand, trashy, low-class person, whatever. Now, here's the thing though, to be honest with you, I'm actually really upset that the person who said this to her was actually a female. To be fair, I'm upset it was said to her in the first place, because to be honest with you, we cannot control what we cannot change. We can only control who we want to be and how we desire to be. And the fact is this, right? There are so many women in this world who dress in a certain type of way that would be classed, I guess, low class or one night stand, but they're not low class and they're not one night stand. I mean, look at it this way, right? And this is going to be an interesting one, but look at it this way, right? When you look at celebrities, you look at someone like Kim Kardashian, for example, or any of them, whatever, you're not going to say that they're low class. You see them in a bikini and whatnot, you're not thinking low class, you know what I mean? I mean, obviously, if you look at someone like Amber Rose, you may think something different, you know what I mean? No pun intended. But the fact is this, though, here's the thing, though. If you look at someone that 100% is not low class, a celebrity who's out there, dressing in a certain type of way, bikinis, the whole shebang, whatever, you're not going to think that it's a one night time stand. I mean, listen, when we see people like, I don't know, Kylie Jenner, like wearing tight dresses to these events, we're not thinking low class. We're not thinking, oh, she's a one night stand girl. We're thinking, damn, man, she's a celebrity and she's working that body and she's doing so freaking well. I mean, or someone like Lizzo, for example. We see someone like Lizzo in her videos, music videos or on her Instagram, always being half naked and whatnot. We don't sit there necessarily thinking, oh, she's low class or she's, a one-night kind of women. We're sitting there, I mean, if it's a Lizzo situation, people are thinking, oh, she's empowering women. She's empowering body positivity, you know what I mean? If it's a different type of woman, we're thinking, oh, she's a celebrity. She's got this, da, 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 you know what I mean? And that's how the energy is so freaking different for so many people. And I think that, to be honest with you, I'm not one who should be telling women how they should think or how they should move and maneuver, but I'm going to give my advice anyway, or at least my 2 cents. And I'm going to say that, to be honest with you, I feel like women should stop worrying about being judged about how they want to look and how they want to dress, because as far as I'm concerned, most men, I don't say most men, but as far as I'm concerned, there are men out there who don't care about how they are, they don't care to be judged about how they dress and whatnot. And we could flip the script and say, yeah, but that's a man and we're women. But the fact is this, though, how long can we keep fighting the same war if we're not just gonna, if we're never gonna get to that point where we're like, you know what, F it, let's just do it the way we want to do it, you know what I mean? Let's just not give a damn anymore. So to be honest with you personally, I am disappointed in that response, because it tells me that this person worries too much about being judged based on how she wears. So that means before she goes out to a nightclub or goes to the beach, she's like, oh, but I don't want men to think that. Listen, here's the thing. You don't need to worry about that. You don't need to. If men are gonna think that you're trashy or you're one night stand woman, well, guess what then? Well, the man that thinks that and he avoids getting to know you, well, then that means he's just missed out on you, because clearly you're a freaking gem. You dig what I'm saying? But if a man approaches you and doesn't think that you're a one night stand, and he thinks that, hey man, I like the fact that she's out there dressing the way she dresses because it shows a lot of confidence, and that shit right there is attractive. and then he comes and approaches you and he wants to get to know you for you, happy days, you know what I mean? Come on, ladies and gentlemen. But hey, we're always gonna have different opinions on different things. But nonetheless, though, we're gonna get into the last post itself in particular, where Miona came out by saying, "My dear women, thank you for sending me hundreds of amazing supportive messages. I appreciate you all so much. I will answer all of the I will answer to all of them tomorrow since it's 3 a.m. now, and repost some of them. But and repost some of them that I think could help others since we don't want no more negativity. You can write me your stories too." And you know what? To be honest with you, this was a very good way to actually end the whole situation. To be honest with you, it was actually the only thing. This was the most mature post that she made in general in the end. And I can only really give her credit where credit due for actually coming to a point where she decided to make a statement that involves actually, empowering women to a certain degree by saying thanks for the supportiveness, which obviously does show that there's clearly a divide right now. Obviously, well, you know what? There's always going to be a divide in all freaking communities. There's always going to be politics in all communities, whether it's the black community, it's the female community, if it's a religion type of community, you know what I mean? If it's a culture community, there's always going to be a portion that's going to be saying that we want this, a portion is going to want that, a portion is not going to want this. It's always going to be tick for tack, tick for tack. But to be fair with you, is there any point of having a war with one community because they don't like something and you do? No. End of the day, if these women here prefer to always dress themselves up in terms of how they always want to cover themselves up because that's what makes them feel good and it makes them feel respected, then do it. But then if there's women who are like, listen, but I don't want to cover myself, I want to show off my body, I want to show off the body that I've been working for by going to the gym or whatever, and to be fair, you know what, I like the attention, I want men to look at me, to be fair with you know what I mean? And let them do it, you know what I mean? It is what it is, you know? And if there's women out there who are like, listen, do you know what? I've been on a weight loss journey, I just want to show off my body because I've been covering myself for years. Let them do it, you know what I mean, okay? Or if there's women out there who are plus size and they're just like, listen, at the end of the day, I love my food and I'm probably never really gonna lose weight per se because, to be honest with you, it is what it is. That's my life, my choice, but I still don't want to dress up as if I'm hiding from the world. So let me dress the way I want to dress. Well, then I guess dress the way you want to dress. And I'm only bringing that in because obviously, because I brought Lizzo into the conversation, it's like, it's only fair I kind of give everything in every scenario going, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, for me personally, I think that the whole situation has been blown way out of proportion. All I know is that we watched a scene where Jabri's mum decided to speak up in a way that she shouldn't have. Miona's then responded in the way that she felt like she should. Conversation's gone completely kaput. That's it. To be honest with you, like I said before, we've got a woman, a mother who in her profession should know how to communicate, who has failed. Then we got a young girl who we know has got arrogance behind her. We know she's pushing this movement. And to be honest with you, if you ask me personally, if I was in a situation where I had someone like Miona in my life, my thing is very simple. I'm just going to learn about how I should communicate with that person to make sure that they understand what I'm saying and they know that I'm not trying to disrespect them. But if I feel like that person is very, very naive, and no matter what I say to them, they're always going to have this mentality of, yeah, but I want to do this. Well, then do you know what I'm going to do after that? I'm just not even gonna bother. I'm gonna be like, you know what? You do you. I'm out. But of course, she is living underneath someone else's. But then again, she is living in someone else's home. So to be fair with you, a compromise has to happen. But at the same time, though, I tell you what doesn't help. What doesn't help is the fact that Jabri isn't exactly trying to find a middle ground. So to be fair with you, Jabri also does play a role. He could literally sit there and have a conversation with his mother and Miona, right? Not necessarily together, but separately, and say, listen, do you know what? I know that you don't like to dress this way, and I know you don't like to dress that way, but let's come to something called compromise. You know what? Forget that. I reckon Jabri should just say to Miona, listen, man, like, I know my mom, she's my mom. I know she can be a bit, you know what I'm saying? But just for the sake of no arguments and no stress, when we're home, let's just do how she likes, you know what I mean, okay? And then obviously, when we're out, we can just do ourselves. And I know that my mom, and I know my mom isn't that great at communication. So Jabri, to be fair, could solve the situation. Now I think about it, if I said that earlier on in the video could have been done ages ago. But then again, though, I did make a lot of good points, and I did say that all my videos are built to be informative, not just a report, if you dig what I'm saying. So yeah, happy days. But nonetheless, though, thank you so much for your time. I really hope that everything that I've said triggers some sort of conversation down below. But I will say this, though, no one, I don't believe anyone is going to be wrong in their own opinion. Whatever your opinion is, it is your opinion, and that is it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to hearing them. Do you know what I mean? And like I always say, some I may agree with, some I may not agree with. But at the end of the day, though, it's your opinion, and you're entitled to it because That's it. You dig what I'm saying? But nonetheless though, like, subscribe, and peace.